Councilman Billups.
Just one item. I briefly talked to Fire Chief Ahlstrom before this meeting as far as scheduling my next public safety meeting for a week from today at 6 o'clock. The reason for this public safety meeting is to take a tour of all the fire halls in the city. As we know, they are in disarray, and they definitely need to be examined, and we need to come up with a plan as a council, committee, whatever, and find a plan for the future. I think we can all agree we've waited long enough and put this off long enough, so it's time to take a look and make some good, hard decisions on them. That's all I have.
What day is it?
Yeah, I apologize for the short notice, too. Next Tuesday, 6 o'clock, we shall meet at fire headquarters on Eagle Street. Can this also serve as my nose to the press? Thank you.
Can I be excused?
Sure.
I'm in Florida.
All right, you're excused. We'll take
You said
pictures.
6 p.m.?
Yeah,
What? Is that it?
that's it.
Okay. Councilman Muldowney.
Just want to give an update on Festivals Committee. I want to thank both Corey Ahlstrom and his staff, along with Bill Tuggle. As I said to the group in our discussion at the earlier meeting, we've been meeting since October. We take great pride in planning it every other Tuesday. Corporate sponsors have really come around this year. We're looking for a bigger and better year. We had a great year last year, as everybody knows. And the mayor had mentioned that Sean Patrick McGraw will be kicking off our music on the pier on Thursday nights. Looking for volunteers, anybody that's interested in giving us a hand, helping us out. We've got Rock and Roll the weekend of June 20th and our Beach Bash weekend, the first weekend in August. They were both very big successes last year, and we're as I said, we're working on bringing bigger and better acts, and through the staffs, both the development department and Bill Tuggle's office. I want to thank everybody that played a part in it. So we will be going to print soon, and so everybody will know what bands. We have sponsors. The first sponsor is Cliff Star. It will be Cliff Star Night on the Pier with Sean Patrick McGraw. Maybe I'm tipping the people off. But we're proud of our corporate sponsors, and just looking for some people to get involved. Either contact Corey Ahlstrom's department or Bill Tuggle at the city clerk. We're looking for volunteers for both those events in June and August. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilwoman Ferrando.
Yes. First, I want to say people love the music on the pier. I get a lot of positive, great comments on that. And the second thing, we have a woman that really needs recognition. Mr. Moscato needs to know that people listen to us, because he mentioned once it doesn't hurt for us to pick up a can or some trash if we see it. Well, this woman goes around to all our parks, and her name is Miss Lucy Buck. She lives on Mullet Street every day, and she picks up this trash. And I think it's just wonderful, and I know the whole council would like to recognize her for that. That was just brought to me today. The second thing is the field between Main and Central that the state purchased. What's the address for that? The residents there, and that's my district, the residents tell me when it was privately owned, it was mowed. They don't know if it was every 4 months or every 3 months. And it's not being mowed. It wasn't mowed last year by the state as it should be, and it's causing some problems there. How do we get in touch with the state? They're not exempt from our zoning laws. Does anybody know? Remember they bought it for, I think, for the mentally handicapped?
Oh, listen.
And it didn't go through. Do you have that, Tom? Do you have? They're not assessed. They're.
Would they go through hell, no, as far as the mowing?
I beg your pardon?
Would they go through hell?
No, that's the state now.
That
Yeah,
question.
it goes through
Oh, the question. Oh, the question.
the ownership of it.
Okay, that'll be great, because they asked me about this a couple weeks ago. And then, please, people come to the rental registration meetings. The next one will be April 16th on a Thursday. What we're trying to do is get some hooks into people that are well, for our administration to be able to get after the people that buy homes and just let them go. They just take the rent for so long and you can't find them. They're banks. We're not talking about an inspection. We're talking about a rental registration. And we've had some good ideas come forth from the public, but we need more help. And the last thing I have, we as a council, I know, have received a letter of complaint about some property on 4th Street. It's not my district, but I did take care of some problems there last year that were heavy. Mr. Gugino and his crew helped. I'd like to know what the council is doing. I wrote them a letter and found out that nobody's answered them. I think we need as a council to say our zoning laws need to be enforced. We can't take one person to court for having a truck on a lawn, which they're wrong and they have to be fined, and then let somebody pile up trash in their yards to this extent and not do anything. We, as a council, I think, need to get together with the mayor and see what we can do, because we spend so much money on 4th Street. It's getting to look so beautiful, and yet there's 1 or 2 properties that are bad. So
Well, I take a little exception to that because this is the first I've heard from you about that in a public meeting. I mean, if it's my ward, I'd love to talk to you about it. It sounds like it's an enforcement, but this is the first conversation I've had with you about this meeting. It's the first I've heard from you about this issue. Now, if it's an issue that I haven't responded to somebody, then, shame on me. But I don't know why I'm hearing about this in a public hearing in your public comments about my ward. While I like to kind of pull you aside and say, let's work on this together, and I would hope you would do that. So I don't know where the communication has fallen here, but this is the first time I've heard about this. So, I'd appreciate it, the courtesy of let's working together here, and pull me aside and say, Kevin, this is going on in your ward and it's on 4th Street. So maybe we should talk about it in a
Mr. Muldowney, did you get a letter from them?
I don't know who you're talking about, because again, this is the first.
34th Street.
I'm sorry?
34th Street is a problem. I know you got a letter because they told me you did.
Again, though, we talk about communications and we talk about breakdown and not working together. Again, if you have a problem with me, then I would hope you would pull me aside and say, this has come to my attention. It's in your ward. Are you doing anything on it? Can you work with me on it? This is what I know about it. But I don't know, if I didn't respond, I apologize. But this is, again, we're talking teamwork here, so I'm taking a little exception.
I just don't understand why you're upset. I didn't mean that it was you not doing anything. I'm just saying, I'm not overstepping my bounds with you, because I have done work.
Rose, can we take this debate on, maybe
Well,
on a
yes, I can
one-on-one
take a
basis and not a
debate, but I
public
think
meeting?
I do have a right to answer that
You
for
do.
7 years there were problems with this. Mr. Muldowney was aware of it.
You do. Anything else?
That's all, thank you.
Thank you. Councilman George?
Yeah, I just want to say that there won't be a DPW meeting this month. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Easter, Passover, or whatever you observe. Thank you.
It's April 20th, which is a Monday. Finance meeting will be at 6 p.m. Only because of the holidays here, I moved it to a later date because of another commitment I would have had on yesterday. So, Finance, 6 p.m., April 20th. And before I forget, and I didn't do it purposely, I would like to recognize Legislator Duff and Legislator Heenan, who I believe had to leave, but they are and were both in attendance here. I have a